Kashmir conflict. The Kashmir conflict is a territorial conflict over the Kashmir region, primarily between India and Pakistan, and also between China and India in the northeastern portion of the region. 1. 2. The conflict started after the partition of India in 1947, as both India and Pakistan claimed the entirety of the former princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. It is a dispute over the region that escalated into 3 wars between India and Pakistan and several other armed skirmishes. India controls approximately 55% of the land area of the region that includes Jammu, the Kashmir Valley, most of Ladakh, the Siachen Glacier, 3, 4, and 70% of its population. Pakistan controls approximately 30% of the land area that includes Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, and China controls the remaining 15% of the land area that includes the Aksai Chin region, the mostly uninhabited Trans-Karakoram tract, and part of the Demchok sector. 3. Note 1. After the partition of India and a rebellion in the western districts of the state, Pakistani tribal militias invaded Kashmir, leading the Hindu ruler of Jammu and Kashmir to join India. 11. The resulting Indo-Pakistani War ended with a UN-mediated ceasefire along a line that was eventually named the Line of Control. 12. 13. In 1962, China invaded and fought a war with India along the disputed Indo-Chinese border, including in Indian-administered Ladakh, marking their entry to the Kashmir conflict. 14. In 1965, Pakistan attempted to infiltrate Indian-administered Kashmir to precipitate an insurgency there, resulting in another war fought by the two countries over the region. After further fighting during the War of 1971, the Simla Agreement formally established the line of control between the territories under Indian and Pakistani control. 15. 16. In 1999, an armed conflict between the two countries broke out again in Kargil with no effect on the status quo. 17. Since 1989, Kashmiri protest movements were created to voice Kashmir's disputes and grievances with the Indian government in the Indian-controlled Kashmir Valley. 18. 19. With some Kashmiri separatists in armed conflict with the Indian government based on the demand for self-determination. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Targeted violence by the insurgents also resulted in the large-scale migration of Kashmiri Hindus out of the Kashmir Valley in the early 1990s. 23. The 2010s were marked by further unrest erupting within the Kashmir Valley. The 2010 Kashmir unrest began after an alleged fake encounter between local youth and security forces. 24. Thousands of youths pelted security forces with rocks, burned government offices, and attacked railway stations and official vehicles in steadily intensifying violence. 25. The Indian government blamed separatists and Lashkar-e-Taiba, a Pakistan-based militant group, for stoking the 2010 protests. 26. The 2016 Kashmir unrest erupted after the killing of a Hizbul Mujahideen militant, Burhan Wani, by Indian security forces. 27. Further unrest in the region erupted after the 2019 Pulwama attack. 28. According to scholars, Indian forces have committed many human rights abuses and acts of terror against the Kashmiri civilian population, including extrajudicial killing, rape, torture, and enforced disappearances. 21, 29, 30. According to Amnesty International, no member of the Indian military deployed in Jammu and Kashmir has been tried for human rights violations in a civilian court as of June 2015, although military courts-martial have been held. 31. Amnesty International has also accused the Indian government of refusing to prosecute perpetrators of abuses in the region. 32. Moreover, there have been instances of human rights abuses in Azad Kashmir, including but not limited to political repressions and forced disappearances. 33. Brad Adams, the Asia director at Human Rights Watch, said in 2006, and quote, "Although Azad means free, the residents of Azad Kashmir are anything but free. The Pakistani authorities govern Azad Kashmir with strict controls on basic freedoms," and quote. 34. The OHCHR reports on Kashmir released 2 reports on and quote, "the situation of human rights in Indian-administered Kashmir and Pakistan-administered Kashmir," and quote.